Hello, my gorgeous Scorpio. My name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your weekly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's in between the 1st and the 7th of August 2022. Do you know, when it comes to the actual beginning of the week, what you're going to recognize is going to be so important. What you're going to become aware of and what you're going to recognize, it's not going to be pink and purple and gorgeous. No, baby, no. What you're going to recognize, it's actually going to be with a certain kind of minor deception. You're going to recognize something really big, which is going to make you aware of the actual minor deception recognized before the actual damage is done. So this is going to also help you to open your eyes towards the certain lies, and it's going to help you to not to make a huge, massive, enormous mistake. And this is going to change your plans just a little bit, but they need to be changed at this moment in time. You will know that the things are, after this moment in time, going to slowly start changing in your life, and that in itself, it's going to bring, this is all going to be a quite unexpected change, because it's to do with a part of your life that you really kind of have found very interesting. It's to do with a part of your life that you've already put kind of lots of energy towards, but sometimes things needs to change, and we do get so many kind of signs and so many indications. We follow our voice within, we follow our intuition. I'm talking along those lines. It's going to feel really sacred and it's going to feel good. This is in itself an unexpected change which is about to slide into your life, but then at the same time, it's going to highlight your own power, especially when it comes to the actual always sticking to yourself, sticking to things like when it comes to standing your ground, because at some moment in time over the last 7 to 8 months, you were facing this situation where you might maybe fallen out with someone, or you had a bit of a disagreement because you were kind of standing your ground. Now this is going to highlight the importance of you standing your own ground when it comes to your own opinion. It's fine. We are all allowed to have a different opinion, but what it's really disgusting sometimes that certain people don't allow other people to have a different opinion to them, because then that's it's not good, or this other people gets offended. Well, if people get offended, that's their problem. Okay, you need to stay true to yourself and ignore other people's illusions as much as you can, because otherwise you're just kind of playing up with other people's illusions, and you're not making things better when you're going along with it. So you will know that this is going to really highlight the power of sticking to your own opinion and putting your foot down, because you are going to see a mind-blowing connection with that unexpected change, which slowly but surely entered your life. And you know what I really like here? The fact how you're going to become aware of that you are your own creator. You create your own life, your own maker, your own catalyst, your own catalyst, your own creator. And at the same time, what you need to remember, my gorgeous Scorpione, that what is really important when it comes to this week as well, to kind of pay attention to the actual psychic protection, because this week you're going to open up so much when it comes to your psychic feelings, when it comes to your mediumship, when it comes to your internal knowledge, when it comes to your subconscious mind. My God, you're going to open up so much. You're going to understand so much. You're going to feel so much. You're going to be aware of so much. Energetically, you're going to feel like, ooh la la, baby, full of energy. But on another hand as well, when it comes to your deepness and wiseness, you will be able to notice so many things that you didn't notice before. You're going to be able to read in between the lines. You're going to be able to see the inspiration in nothingness. You know what I mean? And this is my gorgeous Scorpione. This is your power. This is what I'm talking about. So that means that you are going to have a pretty much a really important sign when it comes to the midweek, an important sign that you are going to have. It's really gonna it's gonna be your moment of waking up and understanding that this is your moment. But for some reason, you're also going to be able to connect the certain dots, especially when it comes to you being as you possibly can, when it comes to your own uniqueness, and things like that. And also, my gorgeous Scorpione, what I was going to say before, because you are going to be psychically open so much, we are understand so much more. And this, we always do. Every single sign indeed is a psychic, but it depends what vibration and energy we are going through, what's happening around us at the moment. It's just kind of, there are so many aspects that we can actually take in that can make us sometimes feel a little bit more sensitive. So the more open we are psychically, the more it comes to us, the more we kind of let it to come into us, the more it comes to us psychically and intuitive level. Sometimes we are also at the same time bit of a yin yang, like a quite sensitive as well, because there is a lot kind of that is passing by our own vibration that it's normally in a bit more distance than to where we are normally. So that means that you're going to be quite sensitive, maybe towards the psychic attacks and things like that. So I just want you sorry, to kind of pay attention to what do you feel, what kind of psychic protection do you primarily feel, because you know the best what kind of psychic protection you can have. On one hand, you can smudge your home couple of times this week, smudge your home with a dry sage. It's highly recommended indeed, or any other dry herb that you maybe feel more connected to. It really depends what you feel very connected to, but I would highly suggest to to smudge your home with a dry sage. Every single room in the house you need to smudge to get rid of the negative energy, to get rid of the negative spirits. But at the same time, I would highly suggest you to have like I know this is going to sound mental, but to put like a little bag of salt, like a pure sea salt, in each pocket as well, to wear this throughout the week. So you take a bag of salt, put it in a little bag, and put it in one pocket, put it in another pocket. And this salt is so powerful because it keeps the negative energy and negative vibration away. And also, so a bag of salt, in each pocket or just around you where you're sitting down, is so important, and it just really helps you to keep the clean energy, to keep the energy clear. But at the same time, what you also can do, maybe to place, now this is going to sound like God, but to place like a little bit of mirror in front of every single window in the house. You place a little mirror to face the actual window, and then any kind of negative energy that can actually go from the outside, especially that was intentional, you can just you just give it back wherever it came from, you see. So you put like a little mirror in front of every single window, but to face for the to the outside, if you know what I mean, the mirror bit, to face the actual outside. And also another thing, the way you can protect yourself, like at times like this when you're so spiritually open, it's like basically to have a black crystals, black stones, like a black tourmaline is a big mama, like and maybe black onyx, like a black crystals are absolutely superb when it comes to protecting us against negative energy, against psychic attacks and things like that. And look, let me show you something. Scorpio, let me just show you something. You see this? You see the message. This is what you're gonna have. I'm gonna tell you, the spirit is bringing a message this week. Okay, it's gonna be this week. You're gonna have a moment. It's gonna happen at night. Something is gonna kind of not feel right, but not in a normal, not in an abnormal way. Something is just gonna seem right in terms of the actual energy. You will be able to feel that something is there. So there are a couple of spirits that are gonna be there. This is number one. This is gonna be the passing by spirit who's about to bring you a message. My gorgeous Scorpione, listen to this. The message that you're going to have from the spirit number one this week, and you will know it's gonna happen at night. You are gonna kind of maybe see the moon first. You will look at the moon first, and at some point, after that, after you look at the moon, there is something really unusual is going to happen in your home. But it's not going to be scary. It's not going to be horrible. You will just know that someone is there. Something is happening, and at that moment in time, you will experience that someone is like bringing a message. And it's also, you need to pay attention to what was exactly on your mind, because that spirit that is bringing you a message, when you become aware of how is the spirit bringing a message, when you become aware of the spirit around you, it's going to happen at night, and something is maybe going to fall, and you're going to smell something, you're going to feel the temperature change, You know, it can happen in so many different ways, but you will know because you're Scorpione that someone is there, someone is around you, and the spirit is having, and you might be like, oh my God, like something is there, someone is there. You will not be able to make a connection who this spirit is at all. This is a passing by, a very, very friendly spirit indeed, bringing you a message to pay attention to what was on your mind. It's not so much about that spirit, it's not so much about what the spirit is doing, but it's so much what's in your head. It's so much what is in your head. So it is going to be the moment like, oh my God, but then again at the same time, just remember my gorgeous words, remember my gorgeous voice, you know, telling you pay attention to what is on your mind, because the spirit wants you to pay attention, to unblock yourself. You're blocking yourself with something. You're still thinking pessimistically about the path, about that created the blockage in your mind. So once you put the blockage in your mind, it's so hard to push it. You know, in order to go forward, you have to push that blockage at the same time. So it's so much harder. So you need to understand that you need to release that blockage, because this is the time of your awakening, and that moment in time, this is going to be your own awakening. But the spirit is trying to make you aware of the fact, to remove or immediately pay attention to what is on your mind. Immediately you need to establish why you're blocking yourself, because now it's time to deal with that blockage and remove it in order to get on with your life. You're going to be very successful after this moment in time with what you want to do indeed. And also, when it comes to the midweek, what I really like, sorry, my gorgeous Scorpio, sorry, when it comes to the midweek, you know, it's about the advice that you're going to have. I really like this. Someone really kind of prominent in your life, it's about to give you an advice this week, which is going to kind of surprise you to start with. But at the same time, it's almost as if someone is going to be so honest with you, so close to you, and almost like you're going to feel offended a little bit, you know. No, baby, no. No, baby, no. These are people in our lives who are important to us, who you're going to get this advice from. So someone is going to be completely ridiculously honest with you, and we need this honesty in our lives sometimes, because it helps us to establish, you know, it helps us to become aware of things about us that we may not be aware of right now. So someone is going to point out in your life, like you know, like an advice really, but it's going to be pointed out to not to follow old ways, that you're already kind of again following old ways with a part of your life that you say that you're not going to do this, and a part of your life that makes you feel really unhappy. So you see that this is going to be great. This in itself, it's going to require for an additional 3 months of knowledge that you need to gather. You will know exactly what do you need to learn more about. It's to do with some kind of like a learning process, a learning progress. It's to do with your own spiritual education, but also at the same time, the whole new energy is going to come through, the whole new kind of vitality energy is going to come through, because you know you are going to start feeling the actual vibration of the actual new, you know, the vibration of new coming your life, entering your dimension, and that hasn't happened in a while. So by the time you get to the last part of this week, it's all about the actual opportunity that you are gonna become aware of for the first time ever. These are only the first stages of the opportunity that is going to start becoming very delicious here to you in your life. But what is something is going to be creating an obstacle. Almost immediately you're going to have a doubt, almost immediately you're going to have a suspicion. But you need to understand that, you know, it doesn't matter if you have a doubt, if you have a suspicion. You're going to have a doubt and suspicion with your life in general if you don't understand the exact alteration that you need to make in this moment in time in order to start the process of change. And this is needed because it's been making you unstable for such a while now. And you know what else I like? The spirit number 2. Oh my God, my gorgeous Scorpione, this is mental. So the first spirit I say to you is going to be the passing by spirit. The second spirit, this is something big. This is to do with like ancestry. This is to do with your ancestry. This is to do with the spirits. This is to do with who you are. It's to do with either group of spirits, but this is the spirits from your ancestry, from your family tree, or it's to do with one particular spirit spirits. So you are again at the end of the week are going to be visited by this an ancestor, a spirit, or a group of spirits, and you will feel a very strong connection, and you will know beforehand somebody who passed, somebody who died, who used to be in your life. It's going to be on your mind quite a lot. It's going to be that particular spirit who's going to show up, or it's going to be like, the spirits that have been connected very strongly to that particular spirit. However, you will know that one of your ancestors is going to come through, and it's going to come forward at the beginning of at the end of the week, and it's going to highlight something so magical about you that you should be using. Some part of you, it's going to be highlighted that you should be using, but also it's going to highlight exactly the part of your life, even more so. What is more important here when it comes to that ancestor, they're about to warn you about something. They're about to warn you about something, my gorgeous Scorpioni, and this is going to be warning. Now, when you become aware of that ancestor around you, it's going to be along those lines, or something moved, or suddenly you're thinking about specific people that died from your life, your ancestors, just out of the blue. You're going to be thinking about them, but sometimes we can smell their perfume or something without even realizing. So naturally, subconsciously, we start focusing on them, and that takes us in all sorts of places in our mind indeed. But what is really important here, what your ancestors primarily really will want you to warn you about, is to actually slow down a little bit. To slow down a little bit. It's going to point a part of your life that you need to pay attention to, that you need to slow down a little bit indeed, okay? So this is something that you reflect on your thinking and on your mind as well. But at the same time, what is your ancestor going to bring you? Which message is your ancestor going to bring you as well? Especially when it comes to the actual look. You see, it's going to help you with an indecisiveness also. It's going to help you with an indecisiveness as well. What you were indecisive about, you see, it's gonna you will know what to be committed to. Out of all this, that message from your ancestor, it's gonna point you towards the right direction, what exactly you should be committed to at this part of your life, at this stage of your life. This is going to be such a unique, special, and rather sacred experience indeed. You need to understand, when it comes to this week, my gorgeous Scorpioni, that you are on a fire with success through the radiant energy of the sun and through the radiant energy of the moon, which, also again, spending time in the nature. Every time when you go to spend some time in the nature, especially when it comes to this week as well, there's so many ideas that you're gonna have. There is so much that is going to impress you that it normally wouldn't impress you, but at the same time, you are kind of gonna become aware of the certain things that you wanted to come through in such a long time. They're slowly coming through, and even more so, you are actually going to become aware of that you are something very, very bright in the future, something very, very bright in the future that is going to start motivating you so much indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Scorpioni, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace, and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.